New Year. Welcome to our presentation meeting for the Rensselaer County Legislature for January 14th, 2025. We have several presentations tonight. Our first resolution is P 39224. This is a resolution adjourning the Rensselaer County September 10th, 2024 legislative meeting in memory of the Honorable Conrad H. Lang, Jr. I would invite Connie's family up front to join us at the podium, and this is a presentation by myself and Legislator Loveridge.
Oh boy.
This is a resolution adjourning the Rensselaer County September 10th, 2024 legislative meeting in memory of Conrad H. Lang, Jr. Whereas it is customary for this legislative body to pay honor and respect to persons who have had a great impact and influence on the citizens of this county during their time here on earth. We remember with great respect and admiration the life of an individual whose singular example enriched the lives of his family, friends, and fellow citizens. And attendant to such duty and fully in accord with its long-standing tradition, it is the intent of this legislative body to express our sincerest sorrow upon the death of Connie Lang, which occurred on Sunday, the 25th of August, in the year 2024. Connie was born on January 23, 1931, to the late Conrad Lang Sr. and Helene Callahan Lang. Connie was a 1949 graduate of Troy High School, and he continued his education at Union College, graduating in 1954, and Albany Law School, graduating in 1957. He enlisted in the United States Naval Reserve in 1951 during the Korean War and remained a member of the American Legion. In 1960, Connie entered private practice of law in Troy with his two friends, Con Shalakis and Paul Morgan. He continued in private practice for 35 years, finally moving his office to Averill Park in 1967. Connie became active in the Republican Party politics, joining the Sand Lake Republican Club and the Rensselaer County Young Republicans Club. He held a number of positions in Rensselaer County government, including Chief Clerk of the Surrogate Court, Grafton Town Attorney, Condemnation Attorney for Troy Urban Renewal Agency, Assistant District Attorney, Deputy County Clerk, and 2 terms as Sand Lake Town Justice. Connie was elected to 2 terms as a Rensselaer County legislator, serving District 4 from 1990 to 1997. In 1994, Connie was elected Rensselaer County Surrogate Court Judge, where he also presided at various times over matters in County Court, Family Court, and Supreme Court. Upon reaching the mandatory retirement age of 70 in 2002, he retired as a full-time judge, but then served on a part-time basis as a judicial hearing officer in the New York State Unified Court System, presided over several trials in various courts for the next 7 years. During his retirement, he spent 16 years as a trustee of the Hudson Valley Community College, including 8 years as vice chair, 4 years as chair of the board, and retired from the board, he was given the honorary title of Chairman Emeritus. Connie and Betty wintered in Florida during his retirement at Lighthouse Point, Florida, where he served as president of Lighthouse Colony Condominium Association. It does not surprise me. He greatly enjoyed boating and swimming and owned a number of boats in his lifetime. In his early 70s, with 3 companions, he ran his 40-foot Egg Harbor, the Whirlwind 6, on a 10-day, 1,500-mile trip from eastern Long Island to South Florida, where he kept the boat for about 10 years. In the early years of wintering in South Florida, Connie and Betty lived on his 40-foot cabin cruiser, where his family visited frequently. Connie is sorely missed by his daughter, Valerie Walden, her late husband, William, his son, Jeffrey Lang and Linda, his daughter, Lisa Karam, and son-in-law, Jim, and 9 grandchildren, Andrew, Diana, Lizzie, Matthew, Joey, Maya, Aaron, Shia, and Alan. He is also survived by his brother, John Lang, his sister, Dana Lang Carpentier, brother-in-law, Harvey Dickinson, and numerous nieces and nephews. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the members of this Rensselaer County Legislature pause in its deliberations and extends our deepest sympathies to the family and friends of Connie Lang, fully confident of his contributions to his community, which will live on to serve as a legacy to all of us. And it is further resolved that the clerk of the legislature is hereby directed to transmit a copy of the resolution suitably engrossed to the family and friends of Connie Lang. That is probably one of the longest resolutions I've read since I've been here. Connie obviously had a very esteemed career. That was well pointed out in the resolution and the way he presented himself in his professional life. But I know his biggest accomplishment, he would say, was his family. I actually got to know Connie through his years on the Hudson Valley Board, but better when my daughter became friends with this little girl named Lizzie at Gardner Dickinson. And so that created a great friendship between our families, and I got to be very close with Lisa. And with that, I was able to spend some time with Connie and Betty out at their house on the lake, which they absolutely loved. Anybody that knew them knew what a strong relationship the two of them had. And again, accolades to his professional career, but really his biggest accomplishment was the folks that you see here today. I know he missed your mother very much. Her passing was close to his, and I know he probably missed her very much and is reunited with her now. And I just want to say on behalf of all of us, it's an honor for me to have known him personally and professionally, and thank you all for allowing us to honor him tonight. Bob, do you want to say anything? Anybody else? Do you guys want to say something?
I just have a comment.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Chairwoman Hoffman, that was beautiful. My father had a way of being able to speak in front of thousands without notes. I don't have that quality, and I'll be brief. I'm Valerie, my sister. On behalf of my sister Lisa, my brother Jeff, my nieces and nephews who are able to be here, and family who are not, thank you, all of you so much. That was beautiful, and it covered his life. He loved being a public servant, and he did it for all the right reasons. We grew up knowing that he felt it was his duty to do good, to make the world better. He started humbly as a an attorney in Averill Park, and I won't go through the whole thing because you've heard it, but he worked his way up to town justice, to legislator, to surrogate, which was his absolute dream job, being Rensselaer County surrogate. He did not want to retire at 70. He could have kept going, but there was mandatory retirement. He loved his professional life. He loved us, and he had a great life. He's very honored by this. I'm sure he's just amazed by what you said. And then I'll just say that he crossed party lines when he felt it was the right thing to do, and he never looked back. And he would often tell us about people he looked up to, such as his predecessor, Warren Travers, a Democrat. Dad was a Republican. You know, those things didn't matter. What mattered was the ethics, making a difference for people. And I would also mention his good and dear friend and colleague, Gus Shalakis, was another person he looked up to. And finally, you know, whether Dad knew it or not, as time went on, the younger people, the younger lawyers, the younger politicians, the younger judges came to look up to him. It all went full circle. I've gone through his desk since he's passed away and found mementos that tell me how much it meant to him to make a difference. He was the real deal. And I know we all miss him terribly, and I will, again, thank this legislative body for recognizing a truly great public servant. Thank you.
Actually worked for Fun Print. I borrowed a lot of money. I met with him quite often.
Yes, he was taking a picture.
Okay, our next resolution is P 42524. This is a resolution commending Linda McMahon upon the occasion of her retirement, unfortunately, from Rensselaer County. And this is a resolution presentation by legislator Grant, Maloney, and any of the other legislators who'd like to join us up front. Linda, your family is all invited to come on up.
Is Peter going to stand with the family? It's Eric's.
Well, thank you. Before we proceed to the resolution, just a couple of thoughts. The position of probation director is probably the most difficult position throughout all of Rensselaer County. No one ever really pats you on the back and says you're doing an absolutely fantastic job. However, when things go sideways from time to time, you really know about it. People all of a sudden become experts in the criminal justice system, and not necessarily in a good way. And then also you add what the state legislature has done in recent years under the rubric of criminal justice reform has not made it any easier for people who work in probation or community supervision. One of the most proudest votes I think all of us who were here at the time made is when Linda was confirmed, proposed by County Executive McLaughlin and confirmed as probation director. It's an important position. It's vital to community safety throughout this county. Linda did a wonderful job as director and also in her previous position as deputy director. And it's in no small credit to Linda that Rensselaer County has always been a leader in criminal justice, in reforms on the positive way, and also as far as crime prevention and allowing people who have had unsatisfactory contacts with the criminal justice system to have received a second chance at wanting to become law-abiding citizens. That's not a great job to have with Linda McMahon. Again, it defies a job description. You're on call 24/7, 365 days a week, and there aren't many other positions in government at any level like that. We'll get to the resolution. Sorry about that, Linda. Digressed. Resolution commending Linda McMahon upon the occasion of her retirement from Rensselaer County. Whereas a great county is only as great as those persons who give commendable service to their community, whether through participation in voluntary programs, through, thank you, oh, great voice, I like that. Whether through distinctive personal achievement in their professional or other endeavors, or simply through a lifetime of good citizenry. And whereas such service, which is truly the lifeblood of the community and the county, and so often goes unrecognized and unrewarded, as we've discussed. And whereas Linda McMahon is such an individual, one who is worthy of the esteem and admiration of her community as well as the county. And whereas Linda is the youngest of 11 children, wow, and grew up, I'd probably give you some pretty good practice regarding community supervision, and grew up in Brooklyn, New York. She is a graduate of Siena College, and while attending Siena, she did an internship at Rensselaer County Probation Department. And whereas, on September 24th, 1984, Linda began her career with Rensselaer County as a probation officer trainee and devoted 40 years of service to the constituents of Rensselaer County. And whereas, throughout her years with Rensselaer County, Linda has held the position of probation officer, supervisor, deputy director, and for the last 3 years, director of probation. And whereas, for the majority of her career, Linda has been an integral figure in the family court unit. She represented the department at every family court appearance and has extensive knowledge of the juvenile justice system. And whereas Linda chaired the Court Diversion Council, Implicate Bias Committee, and is the head of the response team. And whereas Linda was a steady presence during COVID-19, and again, can you imagine during COVID-19, you're involved with people who've had unsuccessful contact with the criminal justice system. And so COVID-19 itself was a trying situation to people who haven't had such a challenging experience, but having the ability to get through that and supervise these individuals and help them reintegrate into the community is a remarkable achievement. And again, you should be commended with that as well. Again, Linda was a steady presence during COVID-19 and was at the department every day, ensuring the continuity of the department, allowing others to stay safe and healthy, and also very instrumental behind the department's move to State Street into a newly renovated building. At figures, Linda spends 40 years in the facility, and now she decides to retire, and it's a brand spanking new facility thanks to your efforts. It took a long time, but Linda, you did it after 40 years. Whereas Linda plans to enjoy her time with her husband, Eric, their 4 children and 4 grandchildren, and their pet dog, Copper, okay, as well as traveling to Florida to spend time with her siblings. And whereas Linda's dedication to her position and her conscientiousness, sensitivity, and kindness will be surely missed and is surely missed by those of us in Rensselaer County who work for Rensselaer County. Resolved, that the Rensselaer County Legislature hereby recognizes and commends Linda McMahon for her years of distinguished, conscientious, and faithful service to Rensselaer County, and wishes her well in all of her future endeavors. And be it further resolved that the clerk of the legislature is hereby directed to transmit a copy of this resolution suitably engrossed to Linda McMahon. Thank you, Linda. God bless you.
Linda, I'd just like to say it's been an honor and a privilege to get to meet you through the Judiciary Committee. And little did I know until probably 2 years into it, or a year and a half anyways, that we share a mutual friend, and one I consider as a mentor in your husband. And I can tell every good man needs a good woman to keep him in line, and you do quite well with that as well. So you will be sorely missed. Thank you.
I'll try and keep this brief. I'm not known for that, though. Good evening to all of you. It's so good to see you all again. I am floored, truly honored and humbled by this recognition of 40 years that I've been with the probation department, truly a labor of love. We've had our challenges over the years, and you mentioned COVID, that's one of them. But let me say it was all for the better. Our department has become highly trained. We've had to evolve and adjust our practices with the times. Our community has changed, and really, our department has gone through rigorous training. We're a complex agency because we have a dual role. Obviously, public safety and law enforcement is our primary focus, but we also work hard to change and help families and adults. Do you want to come up? You want to come up? No? Okay. Back in 1982, when I was a student at Siena, we didn't have the resources at the probation department. And truly, as a student, I was called by the NYPD to come and go into the academy, and I really considered it. My dad was a police officer, my grandfather, brother, uncles, and several cousins. And it was my mom who said, finish college and then make a decision then. And in 1983, I began my internship at probation, and it changed my life. What I discovered was I loved working with children and families and people who just make mistakes. I loved the camaraderie. Probation has been a family to me all these years, and it's just really worked out. I've never, ever wanted to leave, and I think if I hadn't hit 40 years, I would have been there longer. Fast forward 40 years, my husband and I, we have a wonderful life. And really, I'd want to thank him above anyone, above the legislative body, the county executive's office. He's given me so much support over the years. I'm so grateful. We have 4 wonderful children, now adults, 4 grandchildren and another on the way. I am really looking forward to this next chapter in my life, but I'll be honest. Probation will always be close to my heart. And if I could say thank you again to my coworkers, I would. They're just a great, kind group, so professional, and they deserve a lot of this credit. Thank you. Thank you so much.
See you at breakfast.
See you at breakfast. Ben?
Yes, it was.
Thank you, sir.
That was a.
Well, yeah, officially it was one way, but that's
Jimmy Lane.
Yeah, yeah.
Tomas.
Tommy's got 2 he wants to do.
Thank you to the McMahon family, all really community service oriented with Eric in the Troy Police, or Troy Fire Department, and Mr. McMahon in the Troy Police Department. So thank you all for your service. Our next presentation is P 42624. This is a resolution commending Chief Master Sergeant Greg Mihalko upon being named the Air National Guard's recipient of the Lance P. Saijan Leadership Award. This is a presentation by legislators Patiri and Wysocki, and I would invite Master Sergeant Mihalko to come forward up front.
Hey, it's military. Come. This is truly an honor for me to be reading this. It's a resolution commending Chief Master Sergeant Greg Mihalko upon being named the Air National Guard recipient of the Lance P. Saijan Leadership Award. Whereas it is consistent with the duty of this legislative body to recognize achievements of the citizens of Rensselaer County, we acknowledge with respect and admiration individuals whose bravery and dedication has been so valuable to our community. And to whereas Chief Master Sergeant Greg Mihalko has been named the Air National Guard recipient of the Lance P. Saijan Leadership Award for 2024. And whereas the award, created in 1981, was named for Captain Lance P. Saijan, a pilot shot down over Vietnam in November of 1967, who evaded capture for 6 weeks. Then he died in captivity and was awarded the Medal of Honor posthumously. And whereas the Airman of the Year Award recognizes airmen who exhibit outstanding leadership abilities, job performance, personal achievement during the competition year and is chosen by a board which evaluates candidates, excuse me, from the New York Air National Guard 5 Flying Wings and its Eastern Air Defense Sector. And whereas Greg joined the Air Force in 1989 and transferred to the New York Air National Guard's 109th Airlift Wing in 1993. And whereas Greg has served in a number of leadership positions and has been deployed to Antarctica, Greenland, which Trump is going to buy shortly, and in support of operations during the Persian Gulf War and wars in Afghanistan and Iraq. Chief Master Sergeant Greg Mahalko serves as a senior enlisted leader for the New York Air National Guard headquarters in Latham and oversees 58 airmen who support the 5,800 members of the New York Air National Guard. And whereas Greg's award includes the Air Force Achievement Medal, the Air Force Commendation Medal, the Air Force Meritorious Service Medal, and 2 Oak Leaf clusters, and a Global War on Terrorism Expeditionary Medal. Wow, busy guy, huh? There. And Greg was recognized for his job performance as well as his volunteer work off duty. And whereas during the past year, Mahalko has raised $3,700 for the We Care for America Foundation, which provides educational grants for airmen and their dependents and assistance to airmen in need. He also led a drive that encouraged 423 Department of Military and Naval Affairs employees to support a memorial scholarship honoring New York Army National Guard Chief Warrant Officers Casey Frankowski and John Garissa, who lost their lives in a helicopter crash in Texas on March 8, 2024. Now, therefore, be it resolved that this legislative body does hereby acknowledge the sacrifices Chief Master Sergeant Greg Mahalko has made and continues to make for the ideals for which this nation stands, fully confident that his achievements and contributions will live on to serve as a legacy for all, and be it further resolved that the clerk of this legislature is hereby directed to transmit a copy of this resolution suitably engrossed to Chief Master Sergeant Greg Mahalko. And sir, it's a privilege to shake your hand. Thank you.
So I just wanted to say something quickly. I met Greg many years, actually I feel like I'm Ken Harrington now saying many years ago, but I met him I think 17 years ago in 2007 when we were part of the local DFHMR chapter. And part of the reason why I'm actually standing here today is because of the encouragement that Greg gave me to consider running for office. In fact, if I remember correctly back then, I was running for city council and he said, "Oh, you should run for county ledge." I said, "Well, you know, I have to do city council for a while." He said, "No, you should do it at the same time." I said, "First, let me get elected to city council and then we'll see what happens with county ledge." But here I am, you know, thanks to you, Greg. And then a few years later, we met up again, I think when I was at the Senate and you were working at ITS.
That's right, yeah.
And so anyway, we've crossed paths. He's just a wonderful human being. He looks for leaders. He is a leader, and he just exemplifies what a true man is. It's just been a wonderful knowing him. And like I said, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the encouragement that Greg gave me. So I really appreciate that. I'm honored to be up here honoring Greg. What you've done is unbelievable in your career. So congratulations. Yeah.
Yeah. How long I've been around here? I've been around. I don't want to say. I think I came here in 1982. So, yeah, I'm a veteran also. I served during 62, 64 on active duty, and then New York Army National Guard, 125th Armored, 27th Armored Division. We were out here for a few years, but then, and I would have stayed, but I'm a dairy farmer, so it made it a little difficult on weekends to go away. But I have always have great admiration for anybody who serves, and congratulations. They're the best, right?
Well, this story has a full circle here tonight. I'd like to congratulate Greg by all means, but I'd also like to recognize that Greg was a staffer in our office 20 years ago. I have to say, there's nothing about any awards that Greg or accomplishments he would have gotten. It was clear to me 20 years ago that this man is a professional. He's as detailed, he's keen, and he knows how the job needs to be done, and he does it. So much congratulations, Greg.
I'm supposed to follow all that? Jeez. All right. Well, it is so good to be back here again, to see old friends, Ken, Peter, legislators, Patiri, Wasaki, thank you so much for this honor. I have my commander, Colonel Tammy Wells Cornell back there, and my co-worker, Captain Josh Bowers. So those two went ahead and nominated me for this award. I knew it was a big award, and I didn't really give it much thought. As a nomination was going forward, I didn't think much about it. And then last September, Captain Bowers called me and said, hey, congratulations, you won the Lance P. St. John Award. And my first thought was, in no way should my name ever be mentioned with Lance P. St. John. I know you talked a little bit about him and his accomplishments, but I encourage you all to read the book called Into the Mouth of the Cat. That's his story. It is gruesome, it is brutal, it is awful what he went through. And in my 35 years of service so far, I haven't even begun to touch what Lance P. St. John has done. So for me to be honored with this award is just beyond humbling. It really is. And with all the kind words that were said about me this evening, it's overwhelming right now. My lovely bride of 34 years, Kristen, is back there. She's always so shy, but she always gets a shout out whenever I talk. And she'll be the first to tell you the most dangerous place to be is between me and a microphone, because she knows I like to do this stuff. But it's truly overwhelming. She's been there every step of the way with me. She's the real hero. You know, I'm out there down in Antarctica having a good time fixing aircraft, and she's home taking care of the family. We have 2 wonderful children. My son is now serving. That's how long I've been in. I am heading towards retirement come 1 January after 36 years that her and I have both served. And again, it's just unbelievable. And I come to this building and I walk in and I look around the walls and just see all the patriotism and the honors of all the military members here, and to think that I'm part of that is just incredible. So thank you again for this honor. Thank you for having me tonight, and I truly appreciate all you've done. Thank you so much.
Three more to go. Please.
And next, Resolution P 47224. This is a resolution honoring Kaylee Paul upon receiving the 2024 National Horse Shows Child and Adult Sportsmanship Award. This is a presentation by legislators Chalkette, Loveridge, Grant, and myself. And I would invite Kaylee and Scott and Donna and anybody else who'd like to join us up front.
Okay, good evening. This is very special. Kaylee's from Hayward Park, and I watched her go through a lot of this. And as a kid, I was always infatuated with horses. And my father told me when I was 17 years old, you can have a car, you can have a horse. So, like 10 years later, when I turned 17, my dad looked at me. I go, I'll take the horse. I already have a car. And he said, what? But that's what you told me. So I know how you feel. Okay, resolution honoring Kaylee Paul upon receiving the 2024 National Horse Shows Child and Adult Sportsmanship Award. The Rensselaer County Legislature is honored to recognize the achievements, resilience, and inspiring spirit of young individuals in our community who embody strength, kindness, and perseverance. And whereas Kaylee Paul, a 13-year-old from Rensselaer County, and an accomplished equestrian with its Kites, is that the Kites Honor Equestrian Team in New York, Zone 2, traveled to Kentucky to participate in the 101st Annual National Horse Show, and was awarded the prestigious 2024 National Horse Show Child and Adult Sportsmanship Award. Distinguishing herself through her sportsmanship, vibrant positivity, the encouragement for others in the equestrian community. And whereas Kaylee's passion for horses began at the age of 4 with her mother, Donna, recalling that Kaylee's love for horses seemed to be with her from birth, leading her to start riding at the age of 5 and competing by ages 6 and 7. And whereas in August of 2022, Kaylee's equestrian pursuits were abruptly interrupted by serious health concerns, leading to a diagnosis of a brain tumor that required immediate surgery following by a week-long stay at Albany Medical Center and months of intensive chemotherapy. And whereas through the challenging period, Kaylee demonstrated incredible resilience and empathy, organizing an effort to collect over 200 warm-up stuffed animals for other children receiving cancer treatment at Albany Medical Center, bringing comfort to those facing similar hardships. And whereas in 2023, through Albany Medical Center's partnership with Make-A-Wish Northeast, Kaylee received a very special Wish-A-Gift of new equestrian equipment, including a custom-fitted jacket designed by Charles Ancona, a renowned designer of performance apparel for equestrians, along with merchandise from the Lake Placid Horse Show and a 2-night stay at the Mirror Lake Inn for her family, an experience that deeply touched Kaylee and helped us celebrate her recovery and return to riding again. And whereas Kaylee's parents, Scott and Donna, along with her family, friends, and the entire community, take great pride in her accomplishments, resilience, and her positive impact as a role model to others, exemplifying the true spirit of sportsmanship as she encourages and cheers on fellow teammates and competitors, and stays late at Holy Hills Farm to care for the horses with her barn family. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Rensselaer County Legislature hereby honors Kaylee Paul for her remarkable sportsmanship, strength in overcoming life's challenges, and her dedication to supporting and inspiring others, congratulating her on her achievements, including the 2024 National Horse Show Child and Adult Sportsmanship Award, and celebrating her positive contributions to our community. And further, let it be said that a copy of this resolution be presented to Kaylee Paul in recognition of her accomplishments, inspiring journey, and with the best wishes of this legislature for her continued success and joy in all her future endeavors. Thank you.
So I've known the Pauls for many years, and it does not surprise me that Kaylee is as strong as she is because of the two people that are standing there next to her. This is more, much more than her sportsmanship position, the award that she received. You know, we've been following your story for as long as I can remember when you were first diagnosed. And for those of you who don't know, she took this upon herself to collect these warmies, right? That's what they're called, for other kids, for other people who are sick and are going through some health challenges. And only Kaylee would think of other people instead of herself and try to take care of other people. You are a warrior. In this little package. And we are just so proud to celebrate you and congratulate you on this award.
I just want to say thank you to everybody for this. It really means a lot to me. I really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
So I love it. I'm trying to get your parents reading this. Understand.
Is Becky Cook here by chance tonight? Okay. Yep. Okay. And our last resolution is P 47424. This is a resolution honoring Alexandria Johnston for reaching the finals of Major League Baseball's pitch, hit, and run competition at the World Series. This is a presentation by legislators Choquette, Loveridge, Grant, and anyone else who'd like to join us up front. And Alexandria, do you want to come up front with family, friends?
Because we have a couple very talented young ladies. Excellent to see here. This resolution honoring Alexandria Johnston for reaching the finals of Major League Baseball's pitch, hit, and run competition at the World Series. Whereas the Rensselaer County Legislature is proud to recognize outstanding young athletes in our community who demonstrate dedication, talent, and serve the role models for their peers. And whereas Alexandria Johnston, an 11-year-old from Nassau, has earned a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to compete in Major League Baseball's pitch, hit, and run finals, an elite competition reserved for only 7 girls in her age group across the nation, demonstrating exceptional skill and commitment. And whereas Alexandria's journey to the finals began with her victory at the regional pitch, hit, and run competition held during the Little League World Series, a win that secured her place at the prestigious finals in Los Angeles, California. And whereas Alexandria, accompanied by her father, Eric Johnston, traveled to Los Angeles, where she had the honor of attending Game 1 of the World Series before competing the following day, an experience and described as a dream come true. An opportunity to watch her favorite team, the New York Yankees, her role model, Aaron Judge, play, and whereas the pitch, hit, and run finals, which test competitors on throwing accuracy, hitting power, and speed, provide Alexandria a platform not only to showcase her athletic abilities, but also to inspire young girls, as she is known for mentoring others, teaching them how to throw, hit, and embrace the sport of softball. And whereas Alexandria is honored to represent her home team, the East Greenbush Sparks, as well as her state, New York, expressing pride in representing both at this national level. And whereas Alexandria has shared her aspiration to continue in softball, setting her sights on playing in college, become a professional athlete, and eventually coaching, showcasing her dedication and passion for the sport that will continue to inspire those around her. And whereas Alexandria's achievements and her father, Eric Johnston's pride in her efforts remind us all of the power of hard work, dreams, and perseverance, as well as the enduring memories made through sports and competition. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Rensselaer County Legislature hereby honors Alexandria Johnston for her remarkable achievements, dedication to softball, and inspirational role in our community, congratulating her on her success in reaching the MLB pitch, hit, and run finals, and wishing her all the best in her softball career. And be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be presented to Alexandria Johnston in recognition of her accomplishments and with the best wishes of this legislature for her continued success in all her future endeavors. Congratulations.
I would just like to thank my team, my family, and everyone that supported me. Thank you.
Eye drops there. Let's see.
Okay, that concludes our presentation portion of the meeting. Now I would like to call the January 14th, 2025 regular meeting of the Rensselaer County Legislature to order. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Mr. Bailey?
Here.
Mr. Cassell?
Here.
Mr. Choquette?
Here.
Mr. Fiacco?
Here.
Mr. Fleming?
Here.
Mr. Zaluski?
Here.
Mr. Genren? Mr. Grant?
Present.
Mr. Grimm?
Here.
Mr. Harrington?
Present.
Mr. Leverage?
Here.
Mr. Maloney?
Here.
Ms. Nichols?
Here.
Mr. Patiri?
Here.
Ms. Weaver?
Here.
Mr. Wysocki?
Here.
Mr. Zaluski?
Still here.
Chairwoman Hoffman?
Here.
17 ayes.
Invocation, Mr. Grant.
Heavenly Father, we come to you today asking for your guidance, wisdom, and support as we begin this meeting. Help us to engage in meaningful discussion, allow us to grow closer as a group, and nurture the bonds of community. Amen.
Amen. Pledge of Allegiance, Mr. Grimm.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Harrington.
Madam Chair, I move that we dispense with the reading of the minutes of the special meeting of December 19, 2024, and approve the minutes as printed.
I have a motion, a second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? So moved. Presentation of petitions.
On file?
Presentation of communications.
On file?
Reports of commissions.
On file?
Departmental
On
reports.
file?
Reports of standing committees.
On file?
Local laws.
There are none tonight.
Okay, we're going to go a little bit out of order, and we're going to call P 2425.
P 2425, resolution appointing Scott A. Rogers to fill a vacancy on the Rensselaer County Legislature, introduced by Chairwoman Hoffman.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
17 ayes.
So moved. So I would like to call Mr. Rogers up front. He is going to take the oath and be sworn in by the Honorable Judge Linda Blom Johnson, and I understand his granddaughter Isabella is here and may participate, and his wife Donna. And anyone else, family members, friends who would like to join us up front, please do so. Hi.
But now he's not here. He's sworn in, they had already called it.
Repeat after me. I, Scott Rogers, do solemnly swear that I will uphold the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of Rensselaer County Legislator to the best of my abilities. So help me God. Congratulations.
I'd like to thank everyone that showed up. I have a lot of family here, up front and back. I try to keep it on a hush-hush, but everybody showed up, so I appreciate that, and that's because of my brother-in-law Chucky. My son in North Carolina. I want to thank the legislature for giving me a vote of confidence. I hope that I stand up to what you believe in. I want to thank Mayor Mike Stammel, Marshall Dolgen from the Republican Party in the city of Rensselaer, and everybody else. I just hope that I can live up to what you guys expect. And I'd like to represent Rensselaer the best way I can. That's it. Thank you.
Greg, where are you? There he is. You want to come up so you can sign the book?
Me too, actually. Me too, actually. I like to hang out with losers.
Thanks, Greg.
Grab a seat right down there. Where you at, brother?
I said Carol.
I don't know.
Sorry, you got to sit by us too. Hold on, how easily? You must have exercised. We're in the back. You gotta live like that. Hey, Bob Loveridge.
Oh, yeah.
See you, buddy.
Winner.
Bob, they love it. Bob, they love it. Who won?
Winner.
I know families were. Man. Rob, where's your ticket? You won.
I didn't get a ticket.
He did, he won.
Oh,
you won.
I got left out. I threw that to joke away.
Sit down, Dan.
Tell him he's over. We think we still have a chance, right?
Yeah, I don't think he's sure yet. Rob took it all, it's all done.
Scott, congratulations to you and your family. Welcome aboard. I feel like you've been here for forever now. You seem to have jumped right in, and I'd like to update the attendance now.
The attendance is now 18 present.
Okay. I would also like to take this opportunity to welcome our newest representative from the city of Troy, Gary Gillespie. Gary, would you like to?
Thank you.
Welcome to the county legislature. Congratulations. Peter, would you like to say anything?
Well, I'd like to, of course, welcome Gary first night to the floor, but I'd also like to assure everyone that Gary comes to us with a great background of public service and community activism, and I think he'll be a great addition to the city of Troy and for the entire town.
Great. Thank you. Congratulations to our new members. Okay, we'll get right to the index. G125.
G125, resolution authorizing an agreement with Workforce Development Services for the Individuals with Disabilities Department of Employment and Training, introduced by legislators Wysocki, Patiri, and Zaluski.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G225.
G225, resolution authorizing agreements for clinical nursing staff, Van Rensselaer Manor, introduced by legislators Grant, Loveridge, and Weaver.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G325.
G325, resolution authorizing floor restoration carpentry work at the Rensselaer County Courthouse Ceremonial Courtroom Buildings Department, introduced by legislators Harrington, Bailey, and Fleming.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G425.
G425, resolution authorizing public barrier construction work at the Rensselaer County Courthouse and amending the 2025 Rensselaer County Adopted Budget Buildings Department, introduced by legislators Harrington, Bailey, and Fleming.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G525.
G525, resolution amending agreements for electronic monitoring services, Department of Probation, introduced by legislators Loveridge, Grant, Weaver, and Maloney.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G625.
G625, resolution authorizing an agreement for substance abuse services, Department of Probation, introduced by legislators Loveridge, Grant, Weaver, and Maloney.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G725.
G725, resolution authorizing the submission of a transit funds application authorizing an agreement for rural transit and amending the 2025 Rensselaer County adopted budget. Bureau of Economic Development and Planning, introduced by legislators Loveridge, Grant, Weaver, Choquette, Generin, and Nichols.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G825.
G825, resolution establishing the sole source status of various vendors representing manufacturers of highway equipment, Highway Department, introduced by legislators Harrington, Bailey, and Fleming.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G925.
G925, resolution amending resolution 45924, Highway Department, introduced by legislators Loveridge, Grant, Weaver, Harrington, Bailey, and Fleming.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G 1025.
G 1025, resolution authorizing an agreement with Renee D. LaGuire, DBA LaGuire, shorthand reporters for court reporter services, district attorney, introduced by legislators Loveridge, Grant, Weaver, and Maloney.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G 1125.
G 1125, resolution authorizing the extension of a term period of a grant agreement with the Research Foundation for Mental Hygiene, Inc., amending a sub-award agreement and amending the 2025 Rensselaer County adopted budget, Department of Mental Health, introduced by legislators Grant, Loveridge, and Weaver.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G 1225.
G 1225, resolution authorizing an agreement with the City of Troy using New York State Oasis Opioid Settlement Funds, Department of Mental Health, introduced by legislators Grant, Loveridge, and Weaver.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G 1325.
G 1325, resolution amending the 2025 Rensselaer County adopted budget, mental health, introduced by legislators Grant, Loveridge, and Weaver.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G 1425.
G 1425, resolution amending the 2025 Rensselaer County adopted budget, Bureau of Finance, introduced by legislators Bailey, Hoffman, and Grimm.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G 1525.
G 1525, resolution approving the Rensselaer County Investment Policy, Bureau of Finance, introduced by legislators Bailey, Hoffman, and Grimm.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G 1625.
G 1625, resolution authorizing an agreement with Northeast Parent and Child Society for supported family visitation services, Department of Social Services, introduced by legislators Grant, Loveridge, and Weaver.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G 1725.
G 1725, resolution authorizing agreement with Northeast Parent and Child Society, Department of Social Services, introduced by legislators Grant, Loveridge, and Weaver.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G 1825.
G 1825, resolution classifying action to undertake certain projects as type 2 actions not subject to seeker review, Bureau of Central Services, introduced by legislators Loveridge, Grant, Weaver, Bailey, Hoffman, and Grimm.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. G 1925.
G 1925, resolution authorizing an amendment to an energy performance contract with Siemens Industry, Inc. for the improvements at the Berlin, Cropseyville, and Hoosick Highway Facilities, Central Services, introduced by legislators Loveridge, Grant, Weaver, Harrington, Bailey, and Fleming.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. P 2025.
P 2025, resolution appointing members to the Rensselaer County Environmental Management Council, introduced by legislators Casal, Choquette, and Zaluski.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. P 2125.
P 2125, resolution recognizing February 2025 as African American History Month in Rensselaer County, introduced by legislators Hoffman and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. P 2225.
P 2225, resolution commending Coach Teresa Deacon upon leading the HVCC women's volleyball team into an outstanding season, introduced by legislators Grant, Hoffman, and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. P 2325.
P 2325, resolution remembering the life and service of President Jimmy Carter and adjourning the January 14th, 2025 meeting of the legislature in his memory. Introduced by legislators Hoffman and the entire legislative body.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
18 ayes.
So moved. We have no speakers tonight. Legislator privilege. Mr. Zaluski.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. This past Friday night, we had a really fun celebration over at the Nick Arena in Troy. The Nick is back, as we're all saying, and I just wanted to recognize that. It was great seeing so many people there. I want to thank my colleagues for supporting this. As someone who's involved in the local hockey community, I've been hearing it from a lot of coaches and teams locally that, we're running out of ice time. It's harder to find ice. The Nick closed down 8 years ago. Hudson Valley now took their ice down a couple of years ago, and at least now we have the Nick back online, and that's a good thing for the kids in our community. So thank you to everyone for supporting that. Thank you to the county executive for allocating the $2 million. Thank you to the federal government, the Biden administration for making these ARPA funds available. Thank you to the city of Troy for taking on the project. It's just awesome for me. A lot of nostalgia being there and having the rink reopened again. I can't wait to be out there skating, reffing some hockey, coaching my team, et cetera. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Mr. Maloney?
Adjourn.
I have a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second? Mr. Leverage, second. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? So moved. Have a good night, everyone. Be safe.
That's it, I'm real, I'm seeing you.